Hi Aries, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. Thanks for joining me. I am doing a mid-June reading this month for people. I don't know, just felt like it. So Aries, we had our full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius on June 5th, and then we're moving in the second half of June on the 21st. We have a new moon in Cancer, and it's also the summer solstice, and it could be I think there may be another eclipse going on. I don't know why these are all coming up reverse. Coming out right side up, but they are, so whatevs. I gotta stop saying whatevs. It sounds fucking ridiculous as a 49-year-old woman or person. Yeah, so solstice, new moon in Cancer. Just take a deep breath, Aries. Take a deep breath. Take a breath. Take a rest. I just heard take a knee. Yeah, the state of the world may just be really getting to you, and how can we blame anyone for that? It's a fucking lot going on, and it's heartbreaking. A lot of it, most of it. What's on the bottom? 5 of Wands, conflict, struggle. It's like you're sick of struggling. You're sick of fighting. But the wands, the fire signs, they don't stop. Okay, it may come in spits and spurts, but they don't stop. And this is a very competitive card, this 5 of Wands, and so you're able to. A good athlete, think of it in athletics. They are focused on a goal, and some athletes usually literally spend decades working towards that goal. So this is something that can be sustainable. It has to be a strong commitment, and it's conflict and it's strife and it's struggle. But this wand has come out on top. So I guess this is just saying, here we have the devil here. Fighting the devil, fighting our demons, whether they're internal or external. Sort of the more negative side, the negative controlling side of people have come out. Perhaps you've been in quarantine with someone and they've just really been a dick or just really difficult, and you've seen a side of them you've never seen before. Maybe this could just be with this 5 of Cups. I just feel like it's been a time. It's been tough, and that's okay. That's okay. It is what it is. But never forget that you have the passionate energy to be victorious. Look at the victory card was under that 5. So we go from the 5, from the strife to victory. So look forward to some gains, to some victory. This effort was not in vain. We have these 2 5s here, right? And the 5s are it's like you can kind of ignore some things for a bit of time, but there comes a point in time where it's like you have to do it. It's like, so you have a pebble in your shoe and you're walking just to get into your car, whatever, no big deal. But if you're going for a 5-mile walk, you're going to have to stop and take that rock out of your shoe. So there's something that needs to be dealt with that I think this is something you actually is fading now, but there was something that had to be dealt with, whether it was a negative toxic person in your life, some toxic behavior in yourself that you had to examine, that was causing strife in relationships. That's fading. That's being dealt with. Okay, you have made some strides and gains. What's coming in, I need to pull another card. Um, what's coming in is a new communication, new, excuse me, new way of thinking. Um, this could be messages coming online, text messages, but this is like someone, a young person who's speaking up, and because they don't have the conditioned and the established, um, they haven't been conditioned to behave in a certain way or not to go there. Don't go there. And they're like, I'm going to go there. Why not? This needs to be talked about. Your vibe, I haven't been getting, your sign is very activist activism. It's fantastic. I'm getting this like, well, you're Aries, you fight for stuff. You're fire. You deal with it even if it takes you through some dark stuff. It's like you're still on it. What do you want most? Like, what's your ideal? This is an emotionally mature energy. You want someone that is aware of their emotions, has emotional intelligence, can communicate with their emotions, but are not ruled by their emotions. So if this person gets an inflammatory email, they're like, "Wow, that really triggered me." But they don't fire back on equally or escalating email back. They sleep on it. They have their sword friend who can strip the emotion away, proofread it. They take out any any of the nasty ways and approach it from a, well, I don't know what that person's going through. I don't know what their story's been. I don't know what's coming from, but their email to me is more a reflection about a struggle they're having than it is about me. And so instead of getting triggered, I'm going to let it come and go, and then I'm going to respond from a place of love and compassion. What's coming up? Five of Pentacles. I don't usually read the reverse cards, but sometimes, like you're my sixth reading, this has only happened once on one card and one other reading, so it doesn't happen. But I noticed that this was reversed. Usually I just turn them around and I mean, it doesn't even, I don't even think about it. So to me, this means some sort of lack mentality, and with this was focusing on a breakup, focusing on a loss and not what could be. Maybe it was a real codependent relationship, um, or a codependent, whatever. This is, no, I have everything I need. It's more of an abundance mentality. I will be okay. I'll figure it out. Um, it will be okay. So this is our third five we have out here. Yeah, it's just that friction. The the fives aren't necessarily something major, necessarily like a divorce, but it's like it's going to force you to have that conversation you don't want to have. But until you have it, it's not sustainable. Like whatever's going on is not okay. You have to have that tough conversation, and if the relationship survives it, it's going to be better. But it was never going to get better. It was always sort of almost doomed to fail, set up to fail because things weren't being addressed. So you got to get that pebble out of your shoe. What are these kind of overall? Yeah, really a new way in thinking, approaching something from a completely different direction and perspective. Someone may have a complete 180. Is that when you turn around? Yeah, 360 would be a circle. A complete 1 inch, complete shift in their thinking for the better, I think. Or you're going to just be able to see things in a different way that you're like, oh, okay, that you see a solution. Oh, and the King of Pentacles, the grounded. grounding this change in thinking, though. It's a very organic, less controlling, um, more receptive, kind of like that King of Wands. I mean, this King of Cups that we wanted, that energy. That's what we want, to be able to kind of roll with the punches, stay grounded, bringing a more spiritual mindfulness practice, and instead of finding time to go for a run or meditate or whatever it is you do to recharge yourself, you're realizing that that's not something you just go and do for 5 minutes, but that's something you don't escape away to do that. You bring that into your entire life, into your life. Someone, this came up for someone in the in the monthly readings, I think, or maybe it was, I don't remember, but that came up for something. I do too many readings to keep them straight. You're going to start saving. You're going to start, you just have a plan, and you're taking it slow, and your Aries tendency to like want it now and want to go and move forward, that cardinal fire energy, it's still there, but it's a much more, it's tamed down. You're more grounded. The water's calming you down a little bit, and you're finding a different approach. It doesn't mean you're giving up on your goal. It doesn't mean it's like that whole thing about forgiving someone else. It doesn't mean you're condoning or saying what they did was okay, but it's a way to let go of some of the not so productive energies and allow the more productive energies in, and it will allow you to actually move forward better from this different way of approaching it. Because if this King of Cups fired back and escalated things, that's just escalating things. It's not necessarily going to result in so if you go to your spouse and you're like, you leave the fucking toilet seat up, you always do it, and then comes our whole backstory. You don't fucking appreciate me. You don't respect me, blah, blah, blah. And all these things come out. Whereas we say, I've been holding on to all this stuff, and I haven't been sharing it with you. And it's the reason why I don't want to sleep with you. I think it's the root of the cause. And what are we doing here? Let's put all of our cards on the table. Look at that nice little metaphor. Let's talk about it. But let's approach it and what am I doing? How do you feel? And it may be really painful, and it could have resulted in a breakup, but it wasn't going to get any better unless you had that conversation. And so even if the relationship didn't survive it, what you learned and how it changed you and affected your life now moving forward is more valuable than anything you were going to get out of that relationship in the long run if you stayed in it. I hope that was okay. That was very channely. That just came. So I don't know who that might resonate with or who needed to hear that, but I appreciate you watching. If you wanted to like, share, or subscribe, I would super appreciate it. Watch an ad all the way through. That helps. I know I skip through the ads too. So, but every once in a while I just let it run. And I'm like, oh good, I just made that YouTuber a fraction of a cent, but I did something. So you will be victorious. This new approach, it may feel a bit counterintuitive, but it's actually going to be, just like this King of Pentacles, successful in the long run. Thanks, Aries. Bye.